Turtle Run was interesting, but on the bright side, it being played twice has given us double the amount of data to work with. So let's take all 320 laps of Turtle Run from MCC 24 and find the fastest segments with the best shortcuts. The first checkpoint has stayed pretty much the same, with a new record of 3.9 being achieved by Dream, Kratzy, CPK, Jojo, Joel, and Sylvie. We'll try to cover checkpoints with minimal changes quickly, but if you want a more in-depth version of each checkpoint, check out our first video. Checkpoint 2 has similarly remained the same, but we want to clear up that hovering over the speed pad while you have the elytra doesn't actually give you a speed boost. With that being said, Tommy broke his old record in this checkpoint by keeping a consistent downward glide all the way to the end. Rather than needing to do an upward glide near the end like most contestants do, this method almost loses no momentum throughout the glide and puts his time at 8.6 seconds. Additionally, players have started to consistently perform a mini elytra hop right at the end of the checkpoint to give themselves a boost into checkpoint 3. They've been aiming to land around this speed pad, but before the wood slabs, or you will lose your opportunity to do the elytra hop due to the checkpoint removing your elytra. Checkpoint 3 is broken up into 3 segments, with the first 2 segments not changing very much. Although the fastest route in the second segment is still to trident into this jump pad, it has become the most popular choice among the MCC participants and can be hard to see with all the player models. A slower but potentially safer meta call is to use the jump pad to get over these stairs, and although it will definitely be slower, it will assure that you stay within the pack, which is especially important during early laps. But enough of that, everyone wants to know which shortcut in this checkpoint is faster, the first of which involves using the jump pads all the way to the end and jumping through this 1x2 gap, which lets you avoid what is normally a fairly slow running segment. Dream had the fastest time at this segment with 15.55, with Sapnap in second with a 15.75. The next checkpoint uses the first 2 jump pads, but instead of propelling yourself to the next jump pads, you propel yourself to this waterfall where you will land on a speed pad that leads to the end of the checkpoint. Believe it or not, CPK and Martin tied for the fastest split in this checkpoint while using different methods of the waterfall route. CPK got his 15.25 by only using 1 jump pad and using this pillar to get to the waterfall. Martin, on the other hand, used 2 jump pads, the second one propelling him onto the wall, and then jumping right into the waterfall. The 2 paths only have a 0.3 second difference, but based on the current data, we have to recommend the waterfall route. Of the people who attempted the 1x2 route, there was an average success rate of 61%, with George Not Found of all people having the highest success rate at 87.5%. As for the waterfall, there was technically a 100% success rate, as it's much easier to complete. The 1x2 route is much more punishing, with a mess up costing you around 2 to 3 seconds, but the worst run of the waterfall was only 1 second behind the best waterfall run. The 4th checkpoint features a new minor skip. After the second vertical jump pad, there is a 3-block jump in the middle that many players use, but there is another block to the far right and has the potential to be faster. Illumina had the best time using the conventional route at 9.55, and Scott got the 3rd best time using the far right block. Only around 3 or 4 participants even tried it, so it's hard to say if it's worth the harder jump, so we'd recommend keeping to the middle block jump for now. In checkpoint 5, Martin once again has a first place time using a new shortcut. He uses the first jump pad to launch himself into the water and tridenting onto these stairs that leads to a final jump pad. Cubfan was also able to get an 8.65 using the more conventional method of the jump pads, so our advice is to do whichever path seems more comfortable to you. Checkpoint 6 probably has the most notorious shortcut, giving the biggest upside with the harshest punishment. The first segment has stayed largely the same, with the second segment holding said shortcut. When leaving the water, you are met with this jump pad. You can go left and follow the safe path, with Martin getting the fastest time at 14.75 seconds, or you can go right for the head hitter shortcut, which saves a full 2 seconds, with Jojo getting a 12.9 using this shortcut. But if you miss the jump, the recovery route is on average 2 to 3 seconds slower than the safe route. Compared to the 61% for the 1x2 shortcut, the head hitter shortcut has a success rate of only 34.7%. Purple had an amazing success rate of 87.5 throughout the 8 laps, and it gave him second and first place the 2 times the map was played. In the end, if you hit the skip 50% of the time, you pretty much break even with someone who just ran the safe route all 4 times. So we only recommend you do the skip if you can guarantee succeeding at least 3/4 of the time. If you can't imagine yourself doing that, it's just better to go with the safe route. Pretty much no changes with checkpoint 7. Sapnap broke his old record with a 6.45, pretty much doing the exact same thing. And the same with checkpoint 8. Jojo and Krinios broke George's old record by a 1/10 of a second, both of them getting 7.7. Checkpoint 9 has some interesting shortcut statistics. The Tiki head route is still the best route, with Dream having the fastest time of 12.95. This route was attempted nearly 200 times, but only had a success rate of 21%. But compared to the head hitter skip, this one is much more forgiving. Although 80% of people made a mistake when on this route, on average it only sets you back 1 second, which is still faster than the route down the middle. So we suggest you always give the Tikis a try. But if you mess up, it's honestly not a big deal. There are some alternative routes of the Tiki head skip, but there weren't any participants who were able to pull them off. Most of the routes run were CPK's original path from MCC 23, and was the same one Dream used to get the record. We recommend you use this path as there isn't enough data to suggest any others. So with all that covered, here is the most optimal turtle race route as as of MCC 24.
Feels bad, man. And now I'm like, my mojo.
Well, I'm not anymore. Very heavily not in first anymore.
No.
Oh, I butchered that.
Right far behind. Oh god. Terrible. See if I can recover. Not a good start to recovery.
I'll take that.
I'll see what I can come back at the end here.
I think that's worth it.
And holding trident didn't work. I just fell short.
Did you fall out of the water?
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay, I beat CPK here and get our 4th place.
In the water. Above the water. I don't know.